What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Had a little bit extra time this morning to kill, so I figured I'd go on and knock out another one of these collection update videos. This one today is a little bit different. It's just a bunch of random stuff all thrown together. The only really thing that any of these have in common is just the fact that I bought them all off of eBay. And it's all different kinds of stuff here. There's no real rhyme or reason to this. Some of this is stuff that's a little bit different than some of the other stuff I show sometimes. So get a little bit of a different side of my taste, I guess, in this video, and seeing some stuff that you probably wouldn't normally see if you just see the stuff that I'm purchasing that is new material and from certain distros and labels and that type stuff. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these albums. My battery is low, but I wanted to knock this out. And a lot of this stuff has already been out for a while, so no point in just saying just too much about it because a lot of stuff has already been seen and talked about so many times before that it doesn't make a difference. First up, we have an album that is over 30 years old. This is a band called Riot. Sometimes they're referred to as Riot 5. This is their 1988 release, ThunderSteel. This is a reissue from CBS Records. Man, I was listening to this yesterday. I listened to this a couple times yesterday. This is just awesome stuff. It's just a fun listen. It is a just a classic. If you haven't heard this, definitely check it out. It's a nice little slab of traditional slash speed slash power metal. I mean, it's just fun, fun stuff. Definitely Riff City on this. Absolutely Riff City. Check it out. I think a lot of you that watch this channel will be surprised that I enjoy something like this just from some of my more recent death metal and black metal heavy updates. But this is really solid stuff. Definitely check that out if you have not done so. As always, I'm going to list every album that I show in order in the description. Probably won't be any kind of links or that type stuff, but at least you'll have the album title and band name so you can look the stuff up for yourself if you feel so inclined. Next up, we have some more uh, power metal. This is kind of progressive metal slash power metal. This is Camelot with Epica. I've been meaning to get my hands on this album for as long as I can remember now. I saw it come up on eBay for like $6 shipped, so I had to just pull the trigger and go ahead and add it to the collection. This is one of those bands that you might not know that I do enjoy. I've done a couple videos wearing a Camelot shirt, so maybe some of you know that I do enjoy this. This was released, I think, in 2003 on Noise Records, but probably one of the more solid, if not the most solid record in their entire discography. Just a fantastic slab of power metal, progressive power metal, fantastic stuff right there. Next up is another Camelot album. I actually saw them on this tour. This album, they leaned a little bit more into the gothic metal side of things as opposed to just straightforward power metal or progressive metal. I know some of the longtime fans of Camelot were turned away from this album. This one's entitled "Poetry for the Poison." I actually dig this one quite a bit. Of course, I like some gothic metal. That being said, like Typo Negative is one of my favorite bands of all time. So anytime a band leans to that gothic side of some things, I definitely my ears perk up a little bit, and I'm going to pay attention. As I said, I saw them on tour. I saw them on this tour, and they put on a pretty solid show, and they just kind of stuck with me. It's not a band that I've just gone out of my way to pick up their material, but now I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm backtracking, filling holes in the collection, and I thought it was nice to pick up a couple Camelot releases to put on my shelves. Next up, we have two albums from the same band. This is long overdue from me adding to my collection. The first one up is just a fantastic slab of Swedish death metal. This is Morbus Chron with Sleepers in the Rift. Fantastic stuff. Definitely a throwback to old school Swedish death metal. It even has some of the old school Florida vibes going on in this as well. This hasn't been out terribly long. I think maybe 2013-ish, somewhere along there. I didn't see a date on this. Got a fantastic price on this. I got it from a Declutter store on eBay. Got to say thank you to my buddy Andrew because I think he was the one that posted the eBay link in a Facebook group that I'm in, and it led me to go ahead and pick this up. I've been meaning to snag it forever. Saw it at that price, could not turn this down. As I said, just fantastic old school kind of Swedish death metal. The progressive elements that molded into Morbus Chron's albums are present on this. Well, I guess into their later releases. I won't say albums. I don't think they have just too many albums after this. But the progressive elements, you can see them coming. They aren't as pronounced on this, but they are there, the progressive death metal. But it is a super strong release. Next up is I'm talking about the progressive leanings of Morbus Chron. This is their next release. This one is entitled simply Sweven. This was released on Century Media Records in 2014, and this one is a bit harder to come by than the previous. Fantastic stuff here. As I said, this one is much more pronounced in the progressive death metal side of things. I could see like bands like Blood Incantation drawing some kind of influence from stuff like this. But fantastic release. I absolutely love this band. If you haven't heard Morbus Chron, you're definitely missing out and need to go check them out ASAP. Next up was a neat little thing I saw. I mentioned I love Typo Negative earlier. They have this little mini disc. It's a mini sampler. It has Typo Negative, Engel, and Iced Earth. There's only 3 tracks on this little disc. My camera doesn't even want to focus on it. But we have Seishan Massacre by Iced Earth, the September Sun radio edit from Typo Negative, and then In Splendor from Engel. And it is on this tiny, tiny disc. But I thought that was a nice little kind of novelty piece to add to my ever-growing Typo Negative discography. Next up, Crypt Sermon. Fantastic release with Out of the Garden. As many of you know, Crypt Sermon took away my album of the year last year. And this is one that I've just been meaning to pick up and get my hands on forever. I saw somebody on eBay selling it for $3 plus shipping, so there was no way I could turn that down. Kind of odd to see Dark Descent putting out epic doom metal like this, but I am not complaining at all because this is another fantastic release. Started out a bit more um, slow. I mean, doom metal slow anyway. It just didn't pick up the way I expected it to pick up as the Ruins of Fading Light. But this one, I mean, it grew on me after a couple listens. I'm head over heels in love with this one as well. So fantastic release there from Crypt Sermon. Next up, we have some war metal that's actually about war. This is a Sturmtiger with World at War, 1914 to 1918. This was released on Black Plague Records as a split release with Metallic Media. I got this on eBay for like $5 shipped. I think the price is raised to like 6 something now. All you have to do is just kind of search the band and album. Just search Sturmtiger, and I think you'll find this. It's free shipping. Can't go wrong with this. It's war metal about war, so you can't go wrong. I applaud the fact that they actually made war metal about war and actual war, not spiritual war. And it's not over the top with occult type stuff. It is solid blackened death metal, war themed. War makes you want to go out and shoot some stuff and blow some stuff up. Next up, we have the newest release from Steel Panther entitled Heavy Metal Rules. Steel Panther, I mean, you know Steel Panther. They're just tongue in cheek, don't take themselves seriously. They tend to be well crafted musicians in their own right. I hate the packaging on this. It's just in this fold out kind of digi pack, but it's just got the simple little sleeve with the disc in there. This is begging for that disc to be scratched up. I don't think it's going to be a problem. As far as Steel Panther albums go, this will probably be my least listened to out of their discography. It just feels uninspired. There are a couple good tracks on here as far as the musicianship and that type of stuff, but it just wasn't doing it for me. As I said, it just feels like an uninspired release. It's a very short release compared to some of their other albums. I don't know if they were just trying to meet contractual obligations or what and just rush that one out, but does not feel up to snuff with some of their previous material. Last but not least, we have another kind of box set from Candlelight Records. After I purchased that Anal Nathrok box set, I saw this one, and this one was like $8.95 or $9.95 and free shipping. This is a Daylight Dies with the Candlelight years. Has 3 albums in this release. Daylight Dies does not have, I think they may have 4 full lengths total in their entire discography. This had everything that I needed from Daylight Dies to get that nice dose of melodic death doom. If I start feeling that itch, this will definitely scratch it. The albums released on this are Dismantling Devotion, Lost to the Living, and A Frail Becoming. Dismantling Devotion is probably my favorite out of those three, but they are all very solid Death Doom releases. This one they did a little bit better on the packaging. It has the same artwork, much like that Annul in the Throck box set did. Everything was going to have this same front cover artwork. As you'll see, it's on all of the discs. It's on the liner notes. They actually have an actual booklet in this one as opposed to the Annul in the Throck, which was just one simple little fold out. This has a booklet, tells a little bit about the albums, has some lyrics and all that type of stuff, a little bit about the band members. So pretty decent little booklet in this. And then, as I said, all all of the albums. Well, it's coming apart. My voice is coming apart. There we go. As I said, they're all the same albums. My battery is getting low. I just got the notification, and luckily, this is the last album that I'm going to show. Sorry, my voice is going out. I actually think I'm going to take a COVID test today, so positive vibes my way for that. I don't feel sick, but better with my job. I feel it's better safe than sorry because I work with the public. Don't want to get anyone sick, that type of stuff. So that's all I've got for today. As I said, I just wanted to knock this stuff out, show some of the stuff that you might not normally see me showing in a normal collection update. As I said, they will all be listed in the description. That way, if you see something you want to check out, you can definitely go do that. So stay classy, stay metal. I have some good stuff on the way that I cannot wait to show you guys. I'll see you all very soon. I promise.